Hey fam, I'm 25 now. I mean, personally. And the year is 2020. And I'm ready to dive into the deep end. And I invite you to dive in with me. And I invite you to invite me to dive in the deep end because you might know of some access to depth and wisdom and clarity and knowledge that I didn't consider before. Like a person who reads books and goes to school and debates with people but never realized that practicing silence can teach them things they could never get otherwise. It's difficult to speak and realize in my speaking what doesn't sound like truth when I think about it. Like testing out positive affirmations. But when I listen to a recording of someone just spewing positive affirmations like a fountain, pouring them out, I still catch the notions of what I could question, like, how is that true? Or, I don't know about that, or some inner contradiction. The feeling of the energy in the intention, it's like a fountain. And the water is continually, I can't say always 100% pure, but it's the intention, right? So I'm here to share a good intention with you and be as simple as I can about it. I'm learning that not every person knows joy or remembers joy or is tapped into it. But everybody can relate with an experience of grief. I'm reading a book called Of Water and the Spirit by Malidoma Patrice Some. And he lives in Oakland. I'm just a few chapters in, and what I'm gathering is so mind-opening. In our society, we don't share grief. I rarely see my father cry, and he doesn't welcome me to and it's not uncommon. But our brothers don't need to stress the way they do. Crying is natural as the river flows. Now, crying every day, may not be balanced, but better to let it out. Now I'm realizing that I have to step above, I have to transcend my idea of who I am and overcome the ideas that my dad passed down and my mom passed down that don't serve the highest good in me. From as early as I can recall, I let the pain of turmoil between my parents place a bandage over my heart, and I never really expressed the grief. And if I didn't let out that grief, it just stayed buried. So it's like I can feel that I don't know or hear or share my own whole true voice. And it's at this point it doesn't even really feel like a choice, even though I know I have the choice and I have the freedom. It's like let's say you didn't clean your room for 10 years and you still have the choice, even though it seems like you don't, because now you've got a mountain of, you don't even know where to begin. But you can just begin. And that's what I'm doing now here. This is an invitation to start gathering for sharing. and holding ourselves accountable. Let's agree on time to share. I've grown distrusting of evil in high places, let's say. Wealthy people who run corporations that are willing to profit, are willing to deteriorate our common unity and our values systems and our rights to boost their own sense of gaining more power and more freedom. And I'm done hiding and I'm done waiting. If I don't put myself out there, I might never see the person I need to see or hear the thing I need to hear. If I could bless just one person to get over their personhood and become a continual unfolding of humility that you know nothing, for sure. I don't want to talk anybody's brains off, but I've got nonsense and sense to share. I've got imagination and broken stories to piece together. I've got music to share. I've got memories and experiences that could make a huge difference in someone's life, and I'm sure you do too. Maybe you know someone who you love, but you're having a hard time helping them, and they don't have a lot of friends in their life, and you think maybe they could use some friends, but you think, who's this guy on the camp? Like, they ain't gonna care for him. I don't even care for him. But here's the thing. You don't have to care for what you think of me when you realize that your experiences of me is a reflection of you. But we need each other. You know, I'm like vomiting on the inside every time I see a apartment complex built. Another one. I'm like, how are we evolving? So many people, so many individuals in divided walls. Divided walls. In divided walls. Do you see that? Individuals in divided walls. All these divided walls. So many people so close together yet so disconnected. It's the weirdest thing. And even in school, you know, I'm so grateful for the teachers that took the extra bit of courage to bring us together, because they saw that that is how people learn, is by bouncing with each other, by mixing, by experimenting with each other, rather than just downloading what one authority figure tells them. So I don't know what issues or what joys or what skills or what stories you have, but I am eager to welcome them and hold space for you to share them. I've had days of terrible loneliness, feeling like I've got something, but I don't see where to put that something. And I discovered sharing circles. And in this time where, at least in my perspective, we're lacking a lot of community, where we're making a lot of assumptions about how reality works and what's coming, our thoughts about what's to come has an impact on how we experience what happens. It may very well even be metaphysical, where your thoughts have an impact outside of your body before it happens. So your expectations of the future are bringing the future. And if you don't check yourself and be mindful of what information you're forming your consciousness with, you're taking part in welcoming chaos. I'm learning more and more about how things aren't so black and white. And I'm just super eager to share and super eager to know you. Thank you for listening. I'm just planting a seed. This is the beginning. You'll hear from me. I'm going to post where the first and next sharing circle will be held, and together we will go from there. This is a cooperation. This is a harmonization. This is a teamwork. When I becomes we, illness becomes wellness. This is a collective evolution. Check that website out.